Good morning, everyone. I got some new toys here to show off today. And I'm happy to show this off because I think this guy here deserves a lot more of the spotlight than he currently gets. Normally, when people talk about upgrading their reverse lights, or if they're anything like me, they put their car in reverse, they see that they can't really see behind them, and then once they take their car out of reverse, they completely forget about it until the next time they put it in reverse. This is a pretty good solution. This is the Morimoto Boost Bar. I like this a lot. There's several different options people fall into whenever they try to upgrade reverse lights. Some people say just put in brighter bulbs in the factory reverse lights. And some people say, well, just slap a pod light on the back of the car or truck or whatever it is you drive. I don't particularly like either of those options. I mean, they can be good options, yes. But this I like substantially more. If you're just upgrading your factory reverse lights, you run into some limitations. One, finding a bulb that's actually worth it can be tricky. There are some very bright bulbs out there on the market, but they can be very expensive. Two, whenever you go to put those bulbs in, it can be kind of a hassle. Some vehicles, like the new Bronco for example, trying to put aftermarket, high quality, high powered reverse lights in gets very tricky because there's just really not a whole lot of space back there to work with, and you will end up having to take half the back of the car apart just to get them in. And three, in all that, no matter how bright of a light you put in there, you are still limited by the stock housing, the stock optics, the stock lens. Altogether, it doesn't matter sometimes how bright of a light you put in your reverse lights. You might not get the full effect behind you when you're actually trying to see. Stock manufacturers don't really make their taillights so that you can see where you're going. Some do think about it, yes, but the main focus is just to tell other drivers you're backing up. It's not really to help you see. Another school of thought is, oh, just slap some pod lights on the back of it. That'll be fine. Which, if you get the right ones, if you have the right vehicle, it can work. But in my experience, that really only works with some SUVs, the larger ones with metal bumpers, some trucks, and things of that sort. And then you run into the issue again of if you're getting a quality pod light, it's going to be very expensive to put something back there. You can get away with cheaper ones sometimes, yeah, sure, because you're really not shooting for distance here, you just need light behind you. But then you run into issues like I personally have in the past where you're replacing these lights every few months because they're right there at the back of your vehicle getting hit with all the road spray, all the salt, all the mud, all the dirt. Everything your back tires kick up goes straight on those lights, rots them out, eats them out in no time at all. Alright, all complaining aside, let's get to this. This, very poorly packaged. I tried to shove it back in here after I looked at it. I promise the one you get will look much better than that in the box. This guy sticks right on top of your license plate. This is license plate size for good reference here. Lines up about like that. It is out of the way. It is very, very easy to install. Just the two license plate bolts. And depending on your application, possibly a hole for the wire. A lot of vehicles, you can just go right up and over the back bumper. Very nice, very easy, and you really can't tell. In some cases, though, you will have to drill a hole for this grommet and the wire to go through. This guy is a lot cheaper than some other options like, say, pod lights or some very high-powered reverse lights. And let me get it powered on here for you. And it works really well. It is very bright. I believe Morimoto has actually measured it at almost 2,000 lumens. That's a headlight on the back of your car. It has an optimized beam pattern with these optics here to shine the light at just a few degrees up and some degrees down in a very, very wide spread to illuminate everything behind your car where you actually need it. When you're backing up, unless you're doing some other questionable things, you're really not going that fast. You don't need the light very, very far behind your vehicle. But you really do need to see what is on each side of your car and right behind it. That's the gap this fills. That's this thing's purpose. That's what this is really good at. So, over the next few days, I got a few more videos I'll be making about this. I'll have some installation videos and a few other odds and ends like that. There's not a whole lot of information out there about this guy, and I really think that's a shame. So, I'm going to be doing what I can to put it out there. It's a great product. It works really well. Compared to other options, it's pretty cost effective. And overall, it just looks clean too. Depending on your vehicle, it really might not look good to slap some pod lights on the back of it. And like I said, your taillights really just, no matter how you look at it, might not be good for seeing behind you. That's about all I got for this time. Stay tuned. Like I said, I got a lot more stuff coming out over the next few days with this and a few other things I've been doing on the side. It's been a busy few days. Got a lot of content I'm going to be putting out. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, follow, whatever you got to do.